Listen, it's quite simple. Press the free like button if you think that All Elite Wrestling is as cold as iced tea. Press the free like button if you think All Elite Wrestling is as cold as Ice Cube. Press the free like button if you think that All Elite Wrestling is as cold as Stone Cold Steve Austin. Because this product, it's very, very cold. It's ice cold. And I don't know when it's going to be hot again. Listen, Tony Khan, man, he needs to fucking step back. It's like, man, hire somebody else to write these storylines and to book your shows. Just chill back for a second. That's all. Oh yeah, also press the free like button if you think All Elite Wrestling is as cold as vanilla ice. Let that sink in. So here are my thoughts on the state of All Elite Wrestling. Listen, it's not doing good right now, man. It's like there's nothing going on. I feel like All Elite Wrestling is as cold as the Iceman, Dean Malenko. This shit is as cold as Captain Cold. All Elite Wrestling is as cold as Mr. Freeze, right? Because they don't know how to book anything right. People are saying Max is not a draw as world champion. People are saying he's a failure as world champion. Look, I said that he should not be a world champion. People said I was a hater. Well, you look fucking stupid now, don't you? I made 4 videos saying this guy should not be a world champion. Because with him, less is more. We shouldn't see more of him. It's like he's not that kind of character. He's the kind of character where we have to see less of him to make him more tolerable. That's the point. He was over at first because we didn't see him all that often. But that don't mean he should be a world champion. This is proof. With that kind of character, he should not be a world champion. Like, I had no issue with his character, but that don't mean he should be a world champion. Because now he's kind of overexposed. He's not being booked right. He's being booked all over the place. And I feel like Tony Khan, man, is doing it on purpose to lower his value, to prove to Triple H this guy ain't no draw as a world champion. Because it's like, bro, what's going on? He's in a feud with Omega. He's in a feud with fucking Jay White, Juice Robinson. He's in a feud with Wardlow. He's in a feud with, I don't know, what's that guy's name? Joe. He's in a feud with Samoa Joe. So it's like, bro, which side should we be invested in? This is too much. He's in a feud with fucking Roddy Strong. He's in a feud with the fucking Kingdom. Bro, which one is it? Pick a lane. So you are confusing the audience. Which story should we be invested in? Is he beefing with Wardlow or fucking Joe? Which one is it? So Tony Khan, man, he is failing Max as a world champion. Nobody knows how to react to Max every time we see him. Which story should we be invested in now, right? Another thing why All Elite Wrestling is going downhill, it has a lot to do with Tony Khan, man, as an owner. He needs to realize Omega and Max and Dean Ambrose, those guys are not the face of your company. You are the face of your company. I don't care what anybody else says. Vince McMahon and Triple H will always be the face of the World Wrestling Federation. That's why you never hear Triple H saying dumb shit in interviews, because that's going to come back to bite him in the ass. Because people look at Tony Khan, man, as a fucking mark child. So his style on social media, it just turns people off. He turns people off on his own product, and it's his fault. It's like he had the nerve to sneak diss John Cena in the fucking Undertaker just because you lost fair and square on Tuesday. That's wild. It's like, bro, you act like a fan more so than a fucking owner. That's not good. That turns people off. Okay, why should we watch? Why should we have your support? Right? If you act like a fucking jackass in a public forum. Vince McMahon does not do interviews. Triple H don't do interviews. And if they do, they don't say shit that's very newsworthy. Tony Khan, man, he's like the worst interview. I remember fucking Dan fucking Le Batard tried to interview him. He was awful in that interview. So he makes himself look bad. Bro, you are the face of your company, face of your brand. You can't say dumb shit because that's going to turn people off on trying to watch you. Because at the end of the day, most people don't talk about this factor. TBS and TNT, in hindsight, they replaced WCW with All Elite Wrestling. Nobody talks about that. All Elite Wrestling is the replacement for WCW. So obviously, TNT and TBS, they don't want to be seen as failures on another wrestling company that they tried to push. So, look, All Elite Wrestling don't feel like a replacement for WCW, but they are. Look, everything is not going well. It's crazy. Nobody gives a flying fuck about Edge, as I predicted. Even though I feel like Edge did start a war, but that's a bad thing now because ever since Edge went to All Elite Wrestling, Triple H has been going hard in the paint on trying to bury All Elite Wrestling. So Edge has been booked like just a regular guy, same as Max. Max feels like everybody else. And I feel like that's hurting the ratings. Nobody cares about Max. And the main issue is, ever since Cody Rhodes left, things have been going downhill, right? That was the domino effect. But in hindsight, All Elite Wrestling has gone downhill for the worst ever since that media scrum fight with CM Punk in the books. Look it up. This brand, this company has been going downhill ever since that fight with the Bucks and CM Punk. And now what makes it worse, CM Punk, he's gone. So it's not giving people the motivation to want to watch. Hey, at least CM Punk was giving y'all clicks and stories. But now it's like, bro, nobody cares about All Elite Wrestling. It got to a point where their drama backstage was more entertaining than their TV product. But another factor is like, bro, this company seems childish. Yeah, all these marks are trying to jerk off to, oh, the Adam Coleslaw story and Mac is so captivating. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. No, it's not. This is Billy and Chuck on steroids, right? This is the equivalent of if Billy and Chuck was pushed as main eventers. That's how I view the story between Max and Adam Coleslaw. Listen, all of these Adam Coleslaw skits are just top level cringe. See, when Cody Rhodes was there, you was never seeing these corny cringe skits backstage. You never saw it, right? Because his mindset was, bro, keep that shit on BTE YouTube. Don't bring that shit on TV. All these skits that I'm seeing with Max and Adam Coleslaw, bro, leave that shit on BTE. That's what Cody Rhodes was trying to do. Make the product serious. It's like, bro, I hate this storyline. It's like, it makes me hate Adam Coleslaw and fucking Max. It's like, yeah, when Cody Rhodes there, you never saw these BTE-like skits on TNT and TBS. So this is turning people off. Can you imagine seeing a BTE skit on Nitro or Thunder? Of course not. Like, put that in perspective. This is the same network that aired WCW. And now they're airing BTE dumbass skits on TNT and TBS. Bro, can you imagine a Hogan or a Nash or a Hall being involved in these dumbass skits? Or a Hogan or a Goldberg or a fucking Sting in his prime? Luger? No, of course not. So that's turning people off. It's like, there's certain shit, bro, you gotta leave on YouTube. Don't bring that shit to fucking TV. That's why the numbers are fucking down. People feel like they're watching a kiddie fucking show. Don't get me started about the women's division. Let's be honest. I feel like Toni Storm is carrying this whole entire show. Miss Storm is the most entertaining wrestler. Not just woman. She is the most entertaining wrestler on this show. Every Wednesday. She is that entertaining. But it's like, man, how the mighty has fallen. If Toni Storm, her new gimmick, is the most intriguing, most entertaining aspect on Dynamite every fucking week, that's not good. It's like, man, this show is falling off big time. So, to make a long story short, I'm not going to blame Max for him not being a draw as world champion, right? I'm not going to blame him. It's Tony Khan's fault. We are seeing too much of him, and it's bad because nobody knows who he is in a feud with. And he's involved in corny BTE-like storylines backstage. And bro, nobody wants to see a joke world champion. They want to see a serious world champion. This Max is not good. This Max has lowered his value. And it makes it seem like he ain't no draw as world champion. But that's Tony Khan's fault. He's trying to sabotage him. The fact that he gave us Omega and Max on free TV, that's wild. So let me get this straight. You are going to book a pay-per-view with Max versus Jay fucking White, but you don't want to book a pay-per-view with Max and Omega? That's wild. Jay White and Max, they should be on free TV. Omega and Max should have been on Full Gear. It's like, make that make sense. So awful trash booking that makes no sense. There's no logic in his booking when it comes to Tony Khan, man. Max, he is a joke champion, but it's not his fault. But bro, you gotta say no to these cringe, dumbass storylines, because now he's in a, look, I will call it, he is in an internet storyline with Max Caster that nobody knows about unless you are on the internet. It's like he is in a Goldust, like Razor Bone storyline with Max Caster that has been going on for the past 4 years. That's been on the internet. But bro, don't bring that shit to TV. Like, what are you doing? It's like, now Max Caster is a stalker to fucking Max? That makes no fucking sense. Like, that's childish. Keep that on the internet. Now your world champion, he's in a joke storyline with Max Caster as well. It's like he's all over the place. But this is why all Elite Wrestling is going down the fucking drain as we speak. That's why this product is cold as ice. That's it, I'm done.